So in about 2 weeks or so from uploading this video, 2023 is actually coming to an end. And 2023 was actually a hell of a year for Resident Evil. We've had so many good stuff. We've had Resident Evil 4 Remake, we've got Separate Ways, we've got Resident Evil Death Island. Although I did enjoy Death Island for different reasons. I love that Jill actually interacted with Leon, and that's something I do want to see more in the series. And guys, I'm sorry, but I cannot show any footage of Death Island, because if I show any footage of Death Island, Sony will literally come to my doorstep with a machete like they're Jason Voorhees and just try to literally claim the video for it. But of course, as always, we got the good stuff, but we've also had some pretty bad stuff too. Like these rumored leaks, they were pretty much out of control. There were so many of them without any credible sources or anything like that. People tend to believe them. They blew up. For example, like Claire Redfield dying. That to me, it's like borderline insanity at that point. I don't believe any of the Resident Evil characters are going to die ever. As long as Capcom keeps making money off of these characters, I don't think our characters are going anywhere. They'll clone these characters before they off these characters. That's just my opinion of what Capcom would do. But 2023 was a really good year, and it was a lot better than 2022. Don't get me wrong. I mean, 2022 had, well, Resident Evil Reverse. Yeah, that game should probably be locked in Capcom's umbrella vault somewhere in the dark. But what exactly do I want in 2024? What exactly can we expect? Well, we can expect a new, apparently, movie. I don't know if you guys remember, but we're supposed to get some type of anthology movie series, and it's starting with Resident Evil 0. It's called The Umbrella Chronicles. Yeah, it's massively confusing only because, well, we already got an Umbrella Chronicles. It's for the Wii. But no, this is like the movie or CGI. I'm not sure if it was an actual live action or CGI movie, whichever it was. I'm pretty sure it was live action. But we're supposed to get a series of movies, and the first one we're getting is Resident Evil 0, which should be interesting, because I hope it does well enough to popularize Rebecca Chambers for us to see her a lot more in future titles. Something else I'm expecting, but this is more of a mix of expecting and want. I'm expecting some news about, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm really expecting for a Code Veronica something. Even if it's a remaster from the PS2, whatever it is, I'm expecting something of Code Veronica only because it's been voted for the most wanted remake in one of Capcom's survey. A few months back, if you guys do not recall that, Code Veronica was actually in the lead for the most wanted of all the Resident Evil remakes, essentially, which is huge. That kind of tells Capcom, like, yes, we want Code Veronica to be next. And dear God, just please don't cut anything from Code Veronica, just expand to it. I think hearing everyone's opinions after Resident Evil 3 Remake hopefully was enough for Capcom to be like, okay, it's not a good idea to cut any of these parts in a Resident Evil title. Regardless of how much I did enjoy Resident Evil 3 Remake, I do agree with the majority of people that, yeah, there's been parts in the game, majority of the game, that should not have been cut. And I agree with that 100%. Still enjoyed the game, but I still agree with the cutting parts. Do not cut any of the remakes. Although I don't know whose creative decision was that. I'm pretty sure it was Capcom's to essentially remove these parts from Resident Evil 3 Remake. But judging how Separate Ways was made, who was made by, and these are the same people who actually did Resident Evil 3 Remake. Yes, it was an entire different team that did Separate Ways, apart from Resident Evil 4 Remake, and that is M2. I don't think Capcom, I don't actually blame them necessarily. I think this was a creative choice by Capcom to cut certain things out of the game. And yes, after playing Separate Ways, I feel like they're more incapable of doing other projects. And as long as they're not cutting stuff out, I think the project is in good hands, even if it's in M2's hands. Just don't cut anything out. Do I prefer Dev 1? Yes, of course. But in case if M2 is the one to actually do Code Veronica, what I'm essentially saying is, don't F it up. But another expectation, or a want, it probably won't happen in 2024 obviously, but maybe we'll get some sort of announcement of some sort. But this is Resident Evil 5. Now, for the people who do not know, Resident Evil 5 was actually hinted at the end of Resident Evil 4 Remake with the ending of Wesker. You can hear the Winds of Madness song playing in the background when they show Wesker. I was zooming out on the sunlight, which is super heavily implying of a Resident Evil 5 remake. So at that point, we're just like not even like, are they gonna make it? No, it's when they're gonna make it. Not sure if it'll be the next remake, but as of now, I think it's going to be the next remake, judging from Resident Evil 4 Remake's initial ending. Now, this one I'm expecting so much because this has been a thing for quite a long time now, and I feel like it's in that time cycle to reveal something of it, and this is Resident Evil 9. Now, this is the more realistic choice, and this should be like the only one on the list. Everything else is more like what I want, but realistically, this is is going to be the year for Resident Evil 9, and we're getting some sort of announcement, some sort of trailer, some sort of something of RE9 that yes, it's coming. Apparently it's been in development for quite a long time, and it's apparently the biggest budget in the series, according to quote-unquote rumors. Take that as you will and take it with a grain of salt, but apparently it's the biggest game in the series. So could we have returning characters in this game like Jill, Leon, Chris, Claire, Rebecca, you know, etc.? Is it going to be a first-person game? I'm pretty sure it will be. I honestly think it's going to be a mixture of first person and third person. Will it be action oriented? I think so. I think it's going to be as action-y as Resident Evil Village, maybe pulling back a bit after Village, make it a bit more horror. I can see them doing that the most, but I don't think it's going to go anything as scary as Resident Evil 7 again, because there's been quite a few people in Japan that did complain about it being, well, rather scary. But this is exactly why they had to change the game for Resident Evil Village. And also, I'm expecting a new protagonist. Yeah, it's crazy because we just had Ethan Winters, and I say this because ever since we were kind of introduced with Ethan Winters, I felt like he was kind of an experimentation to how us fans would react to a new main character, because he just came and left so quickly, and it just felt that way to me. So I feel like now we're gonna get a brand new character, and my final expectation is obviously, well, we're getting something of Resident Evil, whether it's a new game, movie, something we've never heard of. Hell, it could be an anime, who knows at this point. I say this because we didn't know anything about Resident Evil Death Island, but months prior, it wasn't anything too crazy. It wasn't long of a wait either. So I believe Capcom is going to announce something of Resident Evil that we'll get in like the next 6 months prior to that announcement, and it's most likely something we do not know about. Capcom does this a lot with Resident Evil, so expect some type of announcement, not anytime soon. Not saying it's gonna come out next month, 2 months, no, just wait a bit. No, I'm just saying it's for 2024. Expect some sort of like maybe a sort of Revelations 3 side game, whatever it may be. I want Outbreak 3, just saying. But whatever it may be, I feel like every year has been a new and exciting Resident Evil year, and I cannot wait what's in store for us for 2024. It's going to be an exciting year, because not only we know that we're getting more games, obviously, because of how popular Resident Evil is, but we have no idea what's coming next. We can literally get anything. That's exciting to hear. But all right, guys, let me know down in the comments, what do you think we're gonna get in 2024? Are you excited going for the new year? Are you expecting Resident Evil 9? Are you expecting a trailer for Resident Evil 5? Expecting Capcom to come out and announce Resident Evil Code Veronica? Let me know down in the comments. And also, if I've missed anything, please tell me down in the comments. But I want you guys to have an amazing day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So in case if I did not upload for the Christmas time or the New Year's time, I want you guys to have an amazing Christmas, and I want you guys to have an amazing Happy New Year. And until then, peace.